Shalom, everybody. Good morning. All the Torah study this week in Yeshivas Elimelech is sponsored by Aaron Billenberg in loving memory of John Billenberg on his yard site. And we'll discuss two differences, and which are both grammatical, and try to understand the second part of, or the second and last part of the blessing of Modim, of Thanksgiving. So first, in Ashkenaz, there's very obvious that there's one word missing from the other two. So it says "Ve'al kulam itbarach v'tumram shemcha malkeinu tamid l'olam va'ed." That for all of the foregoing, for all of the ones that we mentioned, which are the miracles, the keeping us alive, the steadfast intervention and divine providence, your name shall be exalted and uplifted constantly, forever and ever. And the Sfaradim and Sfarad add the word Vitnaseh, which means to, uh, according to the English here, is extolled. It also reminds us the words in the Kaddish. In the Kaddish, there's even more than that. There's Ishtabach, Vitrumam, Vitnaseh, Vitadar, Vitule, Vitalal. So there's 10 languages that the rabbis used for praising Hashem. Um, Again, in the Sfarad and Sephardi, I regret that we didn't go to that, but maybe after we finish the Shmoneh Esrei, we'll go back to Yishtabach. Yishtabach actually on Shabbos has all 10. And I'm wondering how much of our vocabulary is good about that. I just don't know enough in English, but maybe we'll help each other. So itnaseh means that to be raised up, like Naso at Rosh Bnei Israel and Kitisa. They're both named for this name. And the second thing is the Chol HaChaim Yoducha Selah. Okay, so that's word Selah again that we discussed a few times. Selah again, and concluding the blessing. The Sfarad and Sfaradim again add so Ha'el Tov, the good Lord or the good God, um, and like I said before, there's Itnase also. So the main problem in terms of putting punctuation marks is to know if this is actually the right place. Um, so I'll just give a very quick example from Isaiah. In the first chapter of Isaiah, which we read the Shabbat before Tisha B'Av, the verse says that without Hashem leaving us a remnant, we would have we either would have been like Sodom and Gomorrah or we became like Sodom and Gomorrah. And so it depends on where you put the etnach there. So also here, the explanation that I saw about why we add this word Beit Naseh and how to make the right order, I'll just stop share because I couldn't find a good translation for it. But I'll read it for you. I'll try to read it slowly so we can go through it properly. Um, this rabbi basically said like this: we are saying that something will happen. What is going to happen? Yitbarach v'yitram v'yitnaseh. Hashem's or V'al kulam yitbarach v'yitram v'yitnaseh. So what's going to happen? There will be an exalting and uplifting over what? Over everybody. That's why it says kulam. When? Tamid. Which means always. What is going to be exalted? Shimcha Malkenu. Ad matai, until when? L'olam va'ed. So that's his explanation, that's why we should say that these words in that order. And according to this explanation, it sounds that your name, our God, is always, but it's not going to always be mitnaseh. So that's their explanation for why the Ashkenazi custom took out that word. Meaning, because Hashem's name is not always at the top of, the top 10, there shouldn't be a top 10, but because Hashem's name is not always at the very, very top, and a lot of people desecrate God's name, both Jews and non-Jews, then Ashkenaz basically said, we wish that your name will always be praised and blessed, but we can't promise that it will always be mitnaseh, that it will always be lifted up to the highest level possible, and that everybody will recognize you as God. And that actually explains to us why there's also so many descriptions of the time that is described in this blessing. So I think they're right that this is the most time-bound or time description that is in any other blessing, not only in Shmoneh Esrei, in any other blessing ever. So if we pay attention, there's first Le'olam Va'ed. I'm going back to the first paragraph of Modim. Modim Anachnu Lach Shata Adonai Eloheinu Olam Va'ed, right? Again, so there's L'olam Va'ed, Ledor Vador, which we talked about yesterday, Shebechol Yom, every day, Shebechol Et, at every time, Erev Avoker V'Tzoraim, evening, morning, and lunch, and afternoon, Tamid again, L'olam Va'ed again, Sela again, and L'olam and Sela. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different time descriptions in this blessing. And so, according to, again, this explanation, we wanted to, our sages wanted to give us a way to thank Hashem over and over and over again, that it is constant, that there's no stopping of how Hashem is keeping us alive. And so, and keeping us safe and keeping us protected. And so that's why we say it like this. And the verse V'chol hachayim yeducha sela is based on a verse in Tehillim where it says that only, this is chapter 30 of Tehillim. Let me bring it up. Oh, it's not the right way. So in chapter 30, we talk about only the living bless you, and in the Hallel, um, yeah, so chapter 30, verse 10, what is my death or blood worth when I go to the dust? Because I will not be able to say your praise or your truth. And in Tehillim, the Hallel that we read on Rosh Chodesh, etc., we say Shemaim Shemaim Hashem, and then it says Lo Ametim Hallelujah, that those who are dead are not going to be able to praise you. That's in chapter 116, I believe, of Psalms. So the idea is that this blessing that we repeat again and again is to do that, and to just, let's try to sum up. We'll go back to the comparison. So Ve'al kulam yitbarach v'torah mitnoseh tamid shimcha malkeinu le'olam va'ed. So over all of these blessings that you have bestowed upon us, we will bless you and praise you and exalt you. Tamid, always, the name of our Hashem le'olam va'ed, l'chol hachayim yeducha sela, ve'alu v'rachot shimcha be'emet le'olam kitov. Actually, the Sfaradim also add the word gadol. So we're basically thanking Hashem for the opportunity to thank Him, especially after we just asked for 13 different requests, and this is basically us saying, just like the Kaddish, we want the whole people of Israel, all of the believers, to be blessed by you and to continue to be protected by you, so that we can continue doing it. And so again, it's not so much a request, but rather a condition that if you keep us alive, we will be able to do a lot more mitzvot, and we'll be able to praise your name and make your name holy and great in the whole world.